A Colombian protester single-handedly holds back an armored water cannon truck using a homemade shield. What kind of stat is this? Has not seen father since 1996. This teacher projects his face during exams. Meet Rio de Janeiro's Sandcastle King, who has avoided rent for 22 years. Finally, at the homosexual boss fight. This is a theater stage for a play. No, that's a boss battle. The last boss was so hard, the kid asked for divine intervention. How much does a spider weigh? 500 pounds. No, I don't think so. This spider exists somewhere, and only Google knows. Made myself a ghillie suit for when World War III starts, and I have to be near Seattle. This image exudes a power that becomes more frightening the longer you look at it. Drake looks like he would be a gym leader in Pokemon, using his signature Pokemon as drip. Optional boss fight. Use the other door. The goose will attack if you go out through this door. This guy plays the same character in every movie. Hector. I would be a little bit terrified. You are now entering the bonus level. This is a boss fight, but I don't know which one the boss is. Never underestimate the power of a duck. Dr. Fisher, get off that man's face. You're a scientist. Now act like one. Is that baby sitting in a neck pillow or wearing a neck pillow? The being that haunts the river. Image prompt. This is the installation wizard. Pulled over 45 times in one day. Halloween costume. Car seat man. Crasher of cars. A year ago, I took a photo of a cow. Mosquito flew in front of the lens. Person dressed as the Doom guy. The Doom Slayer from the Doom series stops furries from invading a church. Combined faces of top 1800 MLB players. There he is. Joe Baseball. Alexa, remind me to feed the baby. Behold, the Omni Pineapple. Tremble before it, and you may yet live. Worked for a local high school. The disk drive wasn't working. Probably been there since 2012. He has been unsealed. She carries the universe. After you defeat all the other boomers, you have to face him. You can pick up seagulls and take them home. I have 483 seagulls. He has 70,000 teeth and is infallible. Fear him. Angry wild elephant destroys cars and houses in a Chinese town after failing to find a girlfriend to mate. This duck ran a marathon and they even gave him a medal. 106-year-old Greek Yaya prays for the whole world every day. God's wrath, humanity. 25 years of marriage. He never raised his voice on his wife. Men must learn. Lobster in a bucket looks like a gigantic monster on a metallic planet, and the water droplets look like stars. Spiders in Australia are evolving faster than we expected. Why hasn't anyone stopped him? A toddler has shot a person every week in the US for the past 2 years straight. The tool that IKEA uses to put their stores together. Say what you want about AI art, but this may be the greatest image of Joe Biden ever conceived. They ain't even thank me. Yesterday, my colleague called me a book murderer because I cut long books in half to make them more portable. Does anyone else do this, or is it just me? Man arrested for everything. I used FaceApp to merge all of the Beatles together, and it created this. Behold, the Beetle. This is impenetrable armor. It was forged with love. I visited my high school I dropped out of 76 years ago to pay tribute to the popular girls that bullied me, to think I would never be popular. Now I have 6 million followers, and they're rotting underground. Damn, that's cool. Thunder Beast, the fuckbringer, the final boss on LinkedIn, Chad Champion. Nice waifu, I'll take her. This is what will happen to the Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way within 4 to 5 billion years from now. Not if I step in. Finally dated all 12 zodiac signs, feeling like Thanos. You are what you eat. Unhealthy choices versus healthy choices. A rural Japanese town under siege by monkeys is defended by 3 elderly women armed with air guns who call themselves the Monkey Busters. He's the mechanic, he's fixing it. Catholic Church secretly plotting to build a mecha pope. Anonymous source reveals. I adore this orchard so much that looks like it's a duck. It's a flying duck orchard. Squints. How does it know what a duck looks like? Is this snake serious? Like, was that actually necessary? I like how you can look at someone and just know their health bar has to change colors a bunch before you can even begin lowering it. Eyeing his next victim. I don't know why, but I drew him. Throwback to last year when I made a snowman and started to melt but refroze overnight. The hut. I out-pizzaed him years ago. The day of reckoning is coming for you next, Papa John's. Domino's. The warrior. When will Ted himself finally show up to the talk? The final boss. You know guys, TED Talk stands for technology, entertainment, and design talks, right? I will not let Ted hide behind these lies any longer. 4 ancient evils sealed away, forgotten by time. Those who remember hope that the future will never know their wrath. Shrimply and bumptious. One tells a horrid future, the other tells you an uncomfortable past. I got Murray a year ago and he was already an adult, and I don't know how old he is, so he gets a Riddler candle. Our black cat is so big that we can't let him go outside anymore because people keep calling the news. Can you please post pictures of your massive newsworthy boy? 6'10", Michigan boy, 14, pleads for help to find shoes that fit his size 23 feet. Under Armour and Puma say they will make a custom shoe just for him. When I lived in North Florida years ago, there was a swamp rock guy called the Sauce Boss who was always cooking a giant pot of gumbo on stage. Here we see a wild bass player in its natural habitat, sleeping soundly in its cocoon. The bathroom door says men from the outside, but from the inside it says women, spelled backwards, so you think you were in the wrong bathroom. Grand Wizard and his young apprentice. These guys look like some kind of Zelda merchants that sell you artichokes and pumpkins, respectively. That is one creepy streetlight. I saw a picture of a cool moai with a cool cat, and I decided it was time to make peak. My coffee art today is a cat letting off an atomic image from a horror movie. No, that's the very real face of an ant. Now you have to think about that all night. A French weightlifter named Charles Rigaud was jailed for hitting a guard, but broke out of the jail cell by bending the bars. He allowed the other prisoners to escape as well. He then beat the guard who jailed him. Too swole to control. King, block my number, I dare you. The Thundercat, because we all need it. Here's what happens when a cat touches a plasma ball. Dog, undiable canine, the one with infinite health. His health bar is enormous. My resume pales in comparison. Alan Moore, writer, wizard, mall center. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. RoboCat, cutting edge technology, poor enforcement. Chalas orangutan doesn't even care he got shot in the leg. Chalikus, the lord of that name. When threatened, the Pope can spray holy venom up to 25 feet. Pope of Discs will spray holy water when activated. Busquet I don't even know what this is. Deadly waves at any time. Billy, the killer wave, ran my face through masculine filters 37 times until it stopped making changes. Apparently, this is peak masculinity. Please give me blood. Let it pour from the heavens, the hot, dark rain. Bath me in red. I will drink the wine of their sacrifice. His arrival was foretold in the ancient murals. Tall cat, the ancient one. Is Jesus fighting people? Jesus, 6, parking lot. Bidoof, they outnumber you. 5 to 1, then it is an even fight. Bidoof, destroyer of legends. That's right, bitches. First I bang the drum, then I bang your mum. Dashiel, the unforgiving. For those that wonder about Car's anatomy, here's Thomas the Tank Engine's true form. Kneel before your king. This guy walks up to your girl and does a 27 combo on her butt. What are you doing? I have made a horrible mistake. I have obtained the bread, but at what cost? My apple broke the apple cutter, and now I have a weapon. They were telling the truth. This 67-pound goldfish caught in France. This bird keeps itself in the air by sheer force of anger alone. Follow me up the toilet stairs. Only good things await, I promise. The baby must feed. Right now, the need for blood is rising. Florida man arrested for pretending to be a ghost during a funeral. Chris, 21. After you defeat everyone in New York City. Boss Hog, a hog big enough to shadow a Mini Cooper, was spotted roaming an Alabama neighborhood. Never wear clothes the same color as your chair on television. A bank robber named Pretty Boy Floyd was known for destroying mortgage papers on heists, freeing hundreds of people from property debt. This dude can smell the percentage of water in bread. P.S. Anyone that comes in today and doesn't adopt a cat will be fed to Dixie. The prophecy spoke of his return. German man keeps taps on for 1 year. Comes swinging at cops during house visit. I just flipped our microwave on its side, and he's absolutely loving it. Blurst bird's nest. Drunk teen with flower pot over his head. Uses chainsaw to rob gas station. Exposes butt during escape. I don't think GTA has ever inspired anyone to commit a crime, but apparently, Day of the Dead drones in Mexico. An evil Tom Holland doppelganger named Bob Netherlands. My mum was me for Halloween. Which one's your mum? Leave the kid alone. I was the one who asked. I can imagine anything. Man in homemade tank destroys small town. Helpless police have no way to stop him. Dog and snog. He is eating the sun. I am so sorry. I tried to stop him. He is too strong. American girl releases first doll with hearing loss. Wait, the other ones can hear us. When you skip all the side quests and go straight to the final boss. The old picture of my great-grandma, far left, makes it look like the cameraman just stumbled into a secret meeting with grandmas. Turns out jigsaw puzzle makers just use the same die to cut apart different puzzles, so you can mix and match when it's a slow night, so your manager says one of the kitchen staff can go home early. Feeding time was an hour ago, Jessica. Nothing says welcome like two 12-foot skeletons holding torches on each side of the lane. Canadian gamer makes history by completing all 296 Nintendo 64 games. Guy tries to buy toy poodle, gets fluffy, steroid pumped giant ferrets instead. Perish. At first, the Cookie Monster was confused why he was sent to hell by God, but then he realized that the sinners had all been turned into cookies. He wasn't being punished, he was the punishment. Cookie Monster, the being of justice sent by the Almighty himself. Cloud, getter of all. The 8 Daniels from the first frat castle in the underworld. Me, clicks on Chrome. Chrome, nothing happens. Me, clicks on Chrome 8 more times. Chrome. Every time I come home, I have to look at this Kirby from hell I made in elementary school that my mom now hangs aprons on. Employee 197, Cubicle 4, Carter J. You have been idle at your workstation for 37.5 seconds. Please resume productivity. Level 4 Sentry, the hanging Gatling gun. So my friend has a weird love for Cheetos, so he went to the Cheetos production factory and purchased 28 industrial-sized clear bags of Cheetos. They charged him $65 per clear bag. He's the one they warn us about in the math problems. How the hell did he get both of these girls pregnant and then agree to a photo shoot? I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I pulled up next to these three amidst a snowstorm. So I built this cedar stripped corset out of scraps from building my canoe, and I'm out on the backyard taking pictures, and my aunt just walks out and hands me this sword and is like, looked like you needed this. My aunt's cat is huge. They tore down my childhood home in Istanbul. I visited last winter break and saw this 9-foot statue in his place. Kaleo, stealer of souls, destroyer of homes. Isaac, 18. I have a different Mac for every subject. My school fees could pay off your debt. Gemstone, looking for buyer. I lost my eye to cancer, so I made this and turned my head into a flashlight. Knickers, a Holstein huge cow from Australia is so massive that she cannot be slaughtered or sold. Weighing in at an impressive 3,000 pounds, standing at 6 feet 4 tall, has become an internet sensation due to her extraordinary size. One of my rentoids caught me raiding their fridge and started complaining. Sorry bubs, my house, my rules. There is a character that keeps appearing in my dreams. He was aware that he is in my dream and says stuff like, even when you wake up, I will still be here. And honest to God, I am terrified. I want to draw him, but at the same time, giving him form seems like a bad idea. What is the most useless piece of video game knowledge you have? In the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, if you add bread into Salmos the baker's inventory, he will go into one of the two inns he usually goes, take a bite, and make the game crash. The black-footed cat is the deadliest wildcat in the world. They only weigh 2 to 6 pounds. They take down more prey in a single night than a leopard does in 6 months. Why are they making this regular-ass cat live in the zoo? Learned today about the time a guy bought a 2222 card Yu-Gi-Oh deck to a national tournament to demonstrate why the game needed a deck size limit. Germs are not a real thing. Fox News host says he hasn't washed his hands in 10 years. The good news is my custom face mask arrived. The bad news is they printed my face 20% too large. Do not chase the red dot, for it is an illusion. Optional boss, the watermelon salesman. Haggled too much with him, and you will know pain. My man Maurice, the destroyer of Gilgamesh. Pick your fighter. Gilgamesh, the consumer of reality. Maurice says destroyer of reality, not destroyer of Maurice. Is dub for my man. Pictured, boy becomes living magnet after getting massive electric shot from street lamp. Magneto has risen. Magneto boy, the living magnet. He attack. Worse, he judges you. Imagine fleeing and you hear, fetch me his soul Lucifer, and you look back and see this shit. Lucifer, fetcher of souls. This kid was gifted with the best name ever and he's using it wisely. Cash Money, brother of Blake. How to draw a rat. 1. Draw any shape. 2. Done. Wow, this really works. Tell Schrodner, I survived. We did it. We finally let it go too far. NVIDIA installer cannot be stopped at this point. The 4 horsemen of wholesomeness. Life, self-love, nature, peace. After a year of telling my friends he looks like Bob Ross, he finally sends me this photo. My boss turned herself into a potato on our Microsoft Teams meetings and can't figure out how to turn the setting off, so she was stuck like this the entire meeting. So remember how I bought a motion activated nightlight for the toilet? Well, the cat seemed to have discovered it, so I went for a late night piss and was greeted. Ominous sight. Duel the guardian of the piss after. A man paddled 38 miles down the Missouri River in a hollowed out pumpkin. What if we're all misreading this photo and the lobster woman is so powerful that she's actually summoning a lobster out of the ocean into the boat? Scientists fight crab for mysterious purple orb discovered in California deep. Probabilius, the omniscient monarch of predictions and probability. The final boss of the bathroom. Poo poo pee pee. Oh crap, the Skelly boys are back. I am more powerful than you could ever fucking imagine. Man wins 22-year court battle against railways over 21 cents. When you pss into the void, sometimes it pss back. Long leg the queen. If this happened to me, I would call my friend Derek. Blonde seals are very rare. There's one for every million seals. Stupid dumbass idiot hedgehog. In 2009, a man who was an expert on how to avoid being kidnapped in Mexico was kidnapped in Mexico after giving a lecture on how to not be kidnapped in Mexico. I asked for the strongest coffee they had. Someone put red eye lasers on the Gandhi statue in San Francisco. One time I was playing Skywars on Minecraft and some guy started flying and killing people. All of a sudden, the guy next to me flew up, and they had a mid-air battle while everyone watched. He killed the first guy, then left the game. He was a nice guy for doing that. Rampant space particles might be behind 8-year-old's Mario speedrun glitch. Located at a bar in Japan, there is a bathroom with a giant head located in front of the toilet. Activated by the pressure from the seat, the face sings a strange drunken tone and slowly moves towards you, making the lips smaller and smaller until it kisses your knees. I have the memory mattress and the gravity blanket. Once I acquire the time pillow and the duvet of truth, I can do the summoning. Larry, Terminator of women. I bite women. Only handle me if you're a man. Friendly neighbor, protector of the neighborhood, sniper of thieves. Someone was under your car last night, trying to steal your converter, but I shot him with my BB gun twice. You're welcome. If I were you, I would get something like a cat strip or some deterrent so it doesn't get stolen in the future. I won't always be there to snipe the bad guys. Your friendly neighbor wakes up in a cold sweat. Reverse Medusa. Turns stones into humans. Shark lava and boy girl. The plant acts as the brain of the robot, determining how the machete swings, jabs, slices, and interacts in the space. Japan has Godzilla. France, troll face. I was depressed, so I ate a 6-pack of tacos. I was rounding off the last one when my daughter said, "Wow, Dad, you're a taco eating machine." She looked at me with complete admiration, gave me a high five, and it pulled me right out of my funk. Kids man, total game changers. The pose, the power, the presence. Shuski, mock his hair and get a free pass to visit some funny hands. You don't know pain or agony until you've lost to the same boss fight more than 3 times, and then you have the unskippable cutscene dialogue memorized, so you start repeating it in a mocking, angry voice. King of Pineappleless, the leader of the cat crowned with a pineapple. He stands in your way. How do you approach such a beast? Shitty Superpowers Season 2. Don't read this, I'm doing a superpower memes video. Concept: the secret boss of a video game is the merchant you've traded with this whole time, and their combat capabilities are based entirely on what you sold them. For example, did you sell them necromancy skill books? Well shit, they can summon a skeleton army. Yeah, I'm really scared of the guy with 30 rusty iron swords and 200 fruitcakes. I don't know what journey that Mantis is on, but this is clearly a boss fight. This is Jean-Baptiste Kempf, creator of the VLC media player. He refused tens of millions of dollars in order to keep VLC ads free. Thanks Juan. HIV positive, occupation, blood donor. Be not afraid. Your hellhound is so sad. Throw him the femur of a sinner already. I had a dream. They unveiled a new Diglett evolution that was basically like 20 Digletts in a group. It was called Dugstruction. I tried taking a selfie while I was underwater. Pro tip for parents, don't buy the Finding Dory nightlight. When you turn it on in the dark, this happens. In 2009, a pigeon named Winston raced Telkom, South Africa's largest ISP, to see who could deliver 4 gigabytes of data to a location 60 miles away the fastest. By the time Winston arrived with the 4 gigabyte flash, Telkom had transmitted only 4% of the data. Corn maze. Attention, if you become lost or confused in the corn maze, stay calm, don't panic, help is on the way. Every Thursday morning, we send a rescue team into the maze to bring everyone left the previous weekend. They are highly trained and can usually locate every 2/3 of those left behind. Cow escapes on way to slaughterhouse, smashes metal fence, breaks human arm, and swims to uninhabited island where she still lives. I recently spent 6,500 on this registered black Angus bull. I put him out with the herd, but he just ate grass and wouldn't even look at a cow. I was beginning to think that I had paid more for the bull than he was worth. Anyway, I had the vet come take a look at him. He said the bull was very healthy, but possibly just a little young, so he gave me some pills to feed him once per day. The bull started to service the cows within 2 days, with all my neighbor's cows. He's like a machine. I don't know what was in the pills the vet gave him, but they kind of taste like peppermint. Roman soldier. Halt, strange person. Where are you from? Time traveler. I come from the future. What are your names? My name is Quintus, as I am the 5th child in my family. My comrades is Sextus, for he was the 6th child in his family. What is your name? My name is Liv. Roman soldier. Starts counting on his fingers as his eyes open in fear. Kevin, 21. Hey, what's up? I'm Kevin. I like to take girls out for a massive plate of barbecue ribs on the first date. I judge them according to how many and how aggressively they consume them. Whoever defeats me in this porcine endeavor shall become my warrior bride. I'll set nations ablaze at her feet just to watch the flames dance in her eyes. Our love will be beautiful in its violence as the tempest hits the Bering Strait, and it should die. It dies as it began, with a mound of bones between us. An orc wrote this. An orc who knows how to treat a lady. Apparently there's some controversy in my local Chipotle. I'm sorry guys. I don't have it in me to read this. I've read 2 videos today.